Literacy is the ability to read and write. During my observation, I saw several strategies being used to teach literacy.
Farm dogs help round up sheep and cattle.
Okay, let's go back and just read that one more time.
Farm dogs help round up sheep and cattle.
What's round up mean? They round up sheep. What does that mean? Guided reading. Guided reading is reading instruction that is explicit and direct. It is instruction that a teacher provides to a small group of students. Guided reading is a form of instruction used to assist children in learning better fluency, decoding skills, and comprehension skills.
Dogs live in most places in the world.
I know a bird that cannot fly. Penguin is its name.
Shared reading. Shared reading is a process whereby the teacher and the children read together. Usually the book or poem is read repeatedly several times. Shared reading of books such as predictable books or poems allows children to move successfully into the acquisition of literacy, to develop some reading and print concepts, to learn some words, to develop fluency, and most importantly, to develop confidence in their ability to learn to read. As handsome as can be. Good job.
So I hear you just finished this book.
Yes.
Yeah, you couldn't wait to tell me you finished. Tell me, what'd you think of it?
It was good.
Okay. What was some of the things you were thinking about toward the end of the book?
Towards the end,
Yeah.
I said, I made a prediction. I said, I predict, well, there's a boys team and a girls team, and they want to see who can talk for the least amount of time. And I predicted that it would be a tie,
Okay.
and my prediction came true. And I made another post-it, how long this is going to go on for. Because it seems
Let me stop
like
you. If we were to think about the very end of the story and the very last thoughts you were having as you finished up this book, what were you thinking about?
like in the beginning of the book, the boys and girls weren't really like friends. They weren't communicating well. And at the end, Lindsay, she's like the captain of the girls team. She was keeping track of everything, and Dave thought she just made it a tie. And I said, but why would Lindsay do that? Because it seems like they've been getting along well.
So it seems like what you're paying attention to as a reader is that across the book, things change, right? In the beginning of the story, the characters might be one way or act one way, and by the end of the story, they might change a lot.
Yeah.
And that's a really important thing to pay attention to, because lots of times the change in a story gives us some clues as to what the story's really about. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah.
I mean, like, what's the lesson or the message that I'm supposed to take away from this book as a reader? How has the character changed? What has the character realized? And therefore, what should I realize as the reader? Can we think about that a little bit
Yeah.
together? Okay, what are you thinking?
That like boys and girls can get along if they like try.
I like how you said that in a way that it's not just about this book, but you might find that in a lot of books.
And like general.
It's general, yeah. Like boys and girls can get along. Are there any other that come to mind? 'Cause sometimes there's not just one, there's more than one.
Like not all people are perfect,
What makes you say that?
because in the beginning of the book, Dave was like, boys can talk less than girls, and they were having like a fight about it. And at the end of the book, I thought that like, well, nobody's really perfect because nobody can talk as much.
So I think what you're doing that's really important is when you're thinking about a lesson or message, it's not just something that happened in one small part of the book, it's something that happened across the book. Maybe at the beginning of the book and the end of the book, or at multiple places in the book. So I don't know about you, Julianne, but every time I finish a book, I always think, I close the book and I think, what did this book teach me? Right? What's the lesson I'm going to take away from this book? I might not remember every single detail in the book, but I can remember and carry with me the big ideas that I have. And that's something you can do in any time you read a story. Okay?
Okay.
Okay.
Go. The. And. You. See.